joined by JP Vargas de la Vega, Managing Director of Galan Lithium.
Thanks, David.
We've been talking over a long period about Galan and its development, and it's almost snuck up on the market in some respects how advanced this project now is and how well you are placed to bring it towards production. What's the last 12, 18 months look like from a highlights point of view?
Well, thanks for the question. It's all very exciting times given where we are in the lithium space. We have two projects in Argentina. One of them is well advanced. That's our flagship project, the Hombre Muerto West. We are under a definitive feasibility study performed by Hatch, driven by the Chilean office. We are currently drilling to convert or to increase our resource, move our resources from indicated to measured, and that then will be converted into a reserve statement once the DFS is finalized. So we have plenty of news to tell the market in terms of our resource and also to mention what are the long-term pumping tests that we are going to be performing soon are going to be indicating, because that is the most important part for us to say that we are going to have a project potentially to have up to 25,000 tons of lithium carbonate a year. Once we've done that, by the end of Q4, no later than Q1 next year, we like to think about permittings, and then thereafter we like to think that we'll have some securing finance to proceed in terms of the construction. So it's a lot to do, a lot to digest, and a lot to process in the next 18 months. And on top of that, we have a second project located in the same salt flat. The only difference, this is to the southeast of the project, of the salt flat, neighboring Allkem. Hombre Muerto West is neighboring the Livent Corporation. So it's then Candelas is going to move into a similar stage on a DFS also as we are doing today at Hombre Muerto. So we have two fronts, starting with bigger, the better one that we know, but then Candelas is still not that small in terms of size. It's up to 15,000 tons. So a combined profile of Galan, the long term it is expected to be around 40,000 tons of lithium carbonate per year. So our strategy is to walk before we run. We want to use a simple technology, evaporation, solar radiation, to concentrate our brine to produce lithium chloride concentrate, and trying to get to market with that product. It does not mean that down the track we're not going to be producing lithium carbonate, but we want to get to cash flow, low risk, low capex, and become the next producer in 2025. So that's sort of what we want as a future expectation. But all of this is going to be a big team effort from Galan to get in the next 18 months. It's fantastic. We are all very excited to where we were 3 years ago, presenting an RIU, just a thesis with Candelas and Hombre Muerto West, and today we have a resource. We're thinking about reserves now. We're thinking about production, and I think that what we have achieved in the last 4 years is fundamental for the production that we expect to have in the next 3 years. So we are a bit beyond halfway, but we believe that we can be the next newcomer in the lithium triangle.
Do you pinch yourself sometimes? Like you say, 4 years ago, you and I sat down and you were giving me this thesis on what could be in these salt flats. And you also had a thesis on where you thought the lithium price might get to if the EV market started to take off and people started getting more interested in lithium. The two theses have proven to be correct. Do you pinch yourself with where the company has got to in the last 4 years?
Absolutely, absolutely. Look, as an ex-analyst, I can tell you that most of the time you get it wrong. However, Mother Nature has given us a gift. Hombre Muerto West is by far the best next project in Argentina because it's high grade, low impurities. Candelas is not far off. And the thesis, it's an idea that you never know how it's going to transpire. I've been in exploration for a number of years, a lot, tears in between and blood running, but now this time it's completely turned around. And I quit my job with the conviction that the market will require lithium. And I was utterly convinced about that. I quit my job and started this company with absolutely almost no money, just a big conviction about where the future will take us. The fundamentals, they were always very strong, even though in a downtime that we experienced 2 years ago, we experienced a tight moment. But the conviction was always there, nothing changes. But in terms of how high the price will get, that was completely out of my expectations. And as a potential low cost producer, when we get there, the current prices that we're seeing are fantastic. You know, we want to get to market as soon as we can.
And you're well funded.
Absolutely.
$60 million in the bank. How far does that get you along the path towards your production goals?
To do all DFS Hombre Muerto West, with all the drilling, testing, pilot plants and so on. Likewise for Candelas. And also it takes all the early stage exploration that we have at the Greenbushes South joint venture that we have in Western Australia.
ESG is always important when investors look at projects such as this. From a water power point of view, how do you fit that ESG mould?
Our approach to development is very simple. We want to attack and be a lithium chloride producer, which is concentrate, in other words. We take the most of that we have to our advantage. We are doing evaporation using the sun radiation, so we don't have to add power or minimal power into this. And lithium chloride, the concentration, the process itself requires probably 20% of the water usage that you will do to produce lithium carbonate. So two wins: low power consumption, very low water consumption, which we do have in place as brackish water within the area where we're standing. So we believe that we can make a difference not only on low CO2 on this, but we're also very responsible about the environment and the water, fresh water that we can use, that is already available. So yeah, this is an important thing for us, and we're trying to deliver the best way we can.
So you're going to get a long way down the track with the money you've got.
Correct.
Last question. You were excited 4 years ago. Are you more excited now, or were you more excited then?
I remain very excited, as always, very excited. It sort of fills your heart when you work with such a good team, but also socially the differences that you can make in Argentina. And that makes me very happy to be able to make a difference. And what's exciting is about finding something to improve yourself, right? There's a social aspect of it, and that also gets me very exciting, and thinking what else can we do in order to improve everyone's lives and what's happening in Argentina, to make people that are there don't have the same sort of access to education or health, and we're trying to make a little difference bit by bit in the area.
Making a difference, well funded, a project that's clearly attracted the market's interest, heading towards production. Exciting times for Galan and its shareholders. JP, thanks for your time.
Thank you, Dave.